A warm welcome to game week 10 of this CM0102 Super League. Hello to everyone already in the chat. Thank you for joining us. Nice week off, I hope, after I skipped Sunday's show to actually have a life and do something. You've all been guessing all day who my special guest is today. Well, I'm pleased to say none of you were right. None of you were able to guess. I don't have anyone joining me on Zoom tonight, but actually in my house, sat no more than a metre away, is the man who has had a significant impact on my life and therefore yours, because he is the man that not only introduced me to things such as Lee Evans, Swindon Town, but crucially, champ manager, my older brother Richard's up here with me tonight. And no doubt he'll be passing comment on all sorts of stuff throughout the evening. So if you have any questions you want me to pass on to him, I'm more than happy to do so. He's thrilled at the prospect, if only you could see. Game week 10 of the Super League then. Haggis continue to lead the way with a 2 points, with a 2-point gap over Fulchester. Well, after tonight, we have the next round of reserve swaps for you all as well. So I imagine this will be a fairly quick show without anyone substantially going through all the stats. The only thing I've been asked for is Sloths and Dudley are to go last. You're already getting a couple of greetings coming through. You've got a welcome Richard, you slag, from Tato Mourinho. And Big Dick Fifey, you're going to be referred to. So you happy with that? Yeah, he's happy with that. Yeah, no. Tato says he despises Lee Evans, by the way. Dreadful comedian for his taste, so he's automatically off your Christmas card list. Yeah. Let's kick off game week 10's action with Churchtown against Gazelles. Churchtown drawing last time out, 1-1 away at Leddersford. Have you ever been referred to as Ricky before? No. No? Well, you've got a Ricky now as well. Richie. Richie, yeah. We'll take Richie, not Ricky. What's it like being the favourite Fifey after less than 1 minute involved in the competition? Expected, pretty much. Yes, Churchtown drew 1-1 last time out away at Leddersford. They have Tomasi out injured for this game, and interestingly, Santa Cruz replaces Salas on the bench. They keep their traditional formation though. Hakan Mild coming into the midfield with Cambiasso getting a place on the bench. You're getting a Ricardo this time. Yeah, yeah, you're happy with Ricardo? Yeah, you'll take that. So yeah, the traditional formation for Churchtown, but a couple of personnel tweaks. One thing I did notice as I was clicking through screens in before we lifted the mics up was Churchtown do have a slightly better record, but just how few goals Gazelles have scored in this fixture and how many times this fixture has been 1-0. Let's have a look then at the team that Martin eventually put forward for this one. Very, very defensive, too defensive looking for my liking, but he continues to work with Besadas and Seydorf, essentially supporting Anelka. When you say Rizzo is in the room, just how big is your room? It's a average size living room. I'm sat in front of the laptop and he's on the sofa. I'm in the West Wing. You're in the West Wing, are you? Yeah, no, people don't have this impression that I'm anything more than I am. They know exactly what I am. We don't have to make out. I'm in Box B then. Box B. Smerton and Boateng playing in front of Bramble and Udesi. Bartes continues to lead the side. You know nothing about the Super League essentially, other than little tidbits I've told you. So if I'm just going to say Churchtown Gazelles, score prediction, please. 2-0. 2-0 Churchtown. Dimble will be delighted with that. Evening rodeo. What's your next question? What's your favourite farmyard animal? Pig. Excellent. And in the time it's taken to add to that, Seydorf opened the scoring on 22 minutes for Gazelles. Churchtown levelled it up within 2 minutes. Brugink on 24 for the home side. Already coming up to half-time, Gazelles had the last opportunity there, but failed to convert. Fairly even game, both sides having a couple of attempts on goal. And unusually for Super League teams, having 100% on target ratio as well. We'll go to the home side first so that Dimble can make any changes he wants to. Have you ever walked past a door and caught your pocket on the doorknob? Yes, he has. Yes, he has. While we wait confirmation from Dimble, let's move over. He's going as is. Martin, any changes you'd like to make at half-time for this one? These, by the way, the longer this goes on, the more weird questions you're going to get.
I'm your brother, I'm used to weird.
Cheers. Evening Alf, who I can see is joined in the chat as well. Anyone I've missed? Evening Ian, I didn't see you sneak in. How are you, pal? Evening to the other Ian as well. Just waiting confirmation from Martin before we kick off the second half. Evening Steve. Both managers keeping it as is until the hour mark, which, if it's anything like the first leg, will appear in no time. And just on the hour mark, Bruges makes it 2-1 to the home side. So that gives Dimble a different working practice now. Half an hour to play. Does he defend the lead or keep it going? Looking at the fitness, I think he will carry on. John Terry's in the Churchtown team. Richard's a Chelsea fan, so he'll be. I'll keep mentioning Chelsea players just to keep him engaged. Big John Terry fan. Above average? Only just above average. He only got so many England caps because Ledley King couldn't keep fit. Yeah. Dimble carrying on as was. Do you not agree Ledley King would have got more England caps if he'd stayed fit?
Not above John Terry. No.
Oh, you think he would have replaced Ferdinand?
John and Rio will play three of them. With a fit with Ledley King, yeah, fit Ledley King is a good player.
Fit Ledley King is a good player. I know that pains you to say. So yeah, Dimble playing on. So we'll just wait confirmation from Martin if he wants to change anything. Why can I not hear anyone on co-coms? Because you missed the start, Scott. I haven't got anyone on the Zoom chat. I've got my older brother who introduced me to the game actually in the room in the background answering your questions. We've got a change here for Gazelles because he sat miles away. Hersey coming on for Mercedes. You make out he's not that far away. We carry on then after the Gazelle substitution.
We're in the courtyard.
You're not in the courtyard. Churchtown's continue to come forward, looking to wrap this up. 78 minutes now on the clock, and they do, and it's a hat-trick for Arnold Brugink on 79 minutes, surely wrapping the game up. Hersey not starting season 5 could be considered a crime. Okay, so this is a champ-related question for you. Oh, he's sat up now. He's taking it more seriously. When you start a new save,
yep,
who's your go-to?
Swindon Town.
Aside from Swindon, because that's obvious, who would your go-to?
Right, before recent events, it would have been Port Vale.
Before recent events, Port Vale. Well, quite nobody likes Port Vale anymore. Commiserations, Martin, who's already logging off for the night, having seen his side lose after going 1-0 up. They've lost 3-1 away at Churchtown. I offered many players for Hersey. Well, you never know. There might be a transfer window mid-season. I haven't decided yet. Long way to go before that happens. Fairly even game. Churchtown just edging it on chances created, but was certainly more clinical in front of goal. Unsurprisingly, Arnold Brugink getting man of the match for his hat-trick. Another stellar outing as well for Julius Agahauer supporting him. Solid ratings all round, really, and the defensive duo of Vialli and Terry continue to impress. Who, in your opinion, is the best player on the game, and why is it Carlos Shacks? Is the question.
Okay, it's Tonton Zola Makoku.
That's not going to be popular here, but I will pass it.
It is Tonton Zola.
Tonton Zola Makoku is the best player on the game.
By a long way.
By a long way. He struggles to get in the Super League teams. Poor management on your part, do you
Well, it
reckon?
depends what year are we in.
Well, we're season 5. of
So it's
002.
about his sort of year.
Yeah. Indeed. Mr. Fife Senior, forgettability. Could you put together a 5-a-side team of your favourite names in the game?
Favourite names?
Favourite names. I told you it was going to get weird. While you come up with that and have a think, I will have a look at the Gazelle's stats. Steve Wright says not on 0102 he isn't the best.
No, he's not. Oh, 0102, not season 0102. He is on the game, but not season 0102.
Up the massive, says Dimble. What's your favourite CMSL team? Well, he doesn't really know any, so I'll save that one to the end, Alf, and I'll just read the team names out to him again. So far, he's predicted Churchtown would win, and they did.
Churchtown, my friend.
So Churchtown are his current favourites. Congratulations to Dimble. Commiserations, Martin. Big win that for Churchtown. Next up, we go to Fulchester United at home to Locomotive Boston. Definitely a clash of styles, this one. One change for Maka, who brings Castillo in for Comandini. Steve follows up by saying prior versions of Champ Makoku was much better than 0102.
He may well have been, but so was Danny Murphy.
Danny Murphy was better in the one before. So Castillo, the only change for Fulchester, who currently sits second in the league after their 2-0 win last time out against Sloths. What animal does your weird younger Fifey brother smell like? I'm presuming they mean me and not Scott.
Dog.
A dog?
Yes.
I smell like a dog, apparently. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you.
A wild card for the best player in the game is a striker at Northampton called Justin Gooselin.
Justin Gorselin. He's in the Super League. Again, sits in the reserves, doesn't get a game.
Like him.
Justin Gorselin, another favourite. People don't like to play him because of his real-life criminal record, I think. So they don't tend to play it. Some people also have a thing about not playing dead people. So Mark Vivian Foe struggles to get a game sometimes. And it's just a certain thing people have. Kim Kallstrom? He's very Marmite with people on this. Some saves he can be excellent, some not so much. Is Richard a Swindon Town fan? He prefers Rich, Alf. I've already been told off today for calling him Richard. But yes, he is a Swindon fan for his sins. Chelsea just to make the Premier League interesting for him. As for Loco, they changed their tactic up slightly. And if possible, they go even more defensive. And the fact he's in the same team as Montella. Who are we talking about now? I think I've missed something somewhere. What's your favourite crisp flavour?
Well, there is a question.
There is a question. So you finally got there, Rob. You've one that he's really going to have to think about. Which brand?
I like a ribbon saucy knick-knack.
A ribbon saucy knick-knack, yeah.
Salt and vinegar disco.
Salt and vinegar? What?
Salt and vinegar disco.
Oh, salt and vinegar disco. Yeah. Anything else?
Or a prawn cocktail walker.
A prawn cocktail walker. Making sure I'm not missing anything while trying to also talk about the teams. Montella playing up front on his own, unsurprisingly. Scholes with the little forward arrow in support. In fact, I think that's what Greaves referring to. Yes, Gorselin is in the Locomotive Boston reserves.
Okay.
But he will never get a game because Mourinho is very defensive as a manager. Greavesy is even more defensive. He has nobody further than the halfway line, apart from his one striker.
3-2.
Ridiculous scenes in his team. What the actual fuck he told me he was playing 4 at the back, didn't believe it. No, it's true. He is playing 4 at the back for this one. Past meetings between the sides. Loco actually have the edge. Very even in terms of goals scored, but they've just got that one extra win. Who are your Scottish team? Are you saying Rangers or Partick Thistle? Rangers are his Scottish team. That comes from Ian, who's a Hearts fan.
Don't have a choice in that fan.
Oh, you could be a Partick Thistle fan.
Don't have a choice.
Already predictions coming in for this one. Jens saying 3-3, Tato saying 1-0. So we've got Fulchester in blue at home to Loco in pink.
Well, Loco played Goston in the reserve, so it's a 2-0 win.
2-0 home win we're going for here. Formation is grim, love it. Yeah, absolutely. Make sure everyone's criticising Greaves' formation here. And Castillo with an early chance fails to convert. And there is 1-0, and it is Castillo in 11 minutes. Loco to have no attempts on goal and win after an own goal. Well, they're not going to win without an attempt now, because they're already 1-0 down, Alf. Celtics, or it might be Celtics. Celtics or Warriors? I'm guessing that's a rugby thing. You're rugby league more, aren't you? St Helens from memory. St Helens, if it's the rugby-based thing. As Ian and Rob start abusing each other in the chat. Yellow card for Nicky Butt on 38 minutes, but still 1-0 to Fulchester. Loco starting to come forward, fail with the last chance. Oh, it's basketball, apparently. Boston Celtics. He's changed his mind. Basketball is for whoppers. Have I watched basketball live? I think so. Very fast. Very fast.
Leicester just won the BBL, didn't they?
I think Leicester have got a decent basketball team. Yeah, I think they did win the BBL, but I wouldn't know because I don't follow basketball. You know, anything outside of football, I'm pretty much less than interested.
Yeah.
Don't forget, I don't like Formula One. Hardly watch cricket. Boxing, I don't mind. Don't mind boxing. Are we definitely two people on comms, or am I just pretending to have a conversation with myself? No, he's definitely here. He's already upset the cat. Does Rich do any impressions? No. Well, certainly not that you'll be hearing yet. He's only had one can of Carling. What do you mean pretending to have guests on? Yeah, that's certainly a Swemp thing, not a Super League thing. Solid ratings throughout most of the team for Fulchester at half-time, although Lucio is on a 5. That might just be due to Loco not really attacking. Loco to win with 2 own goals. It's almost like we can hear the voice inside Fifey's head tonight, terrifying. Oh my God, I don't want you to be the voice inside my head. That would be terrifying.
You can never look.
As for Loco, 5's dotted all over the shop, and mostly 6s. Hardly anyone turning up for them tonight. Tato, you never said yes to coming on, so I had to fake all this. Oh, there he is. Join the chat as well, have you? Excellent. Welcome to the Super League. I imagine Greasy move fullbacks to wing back. And Skulls to AMC. Do you want any arrows on that, Greasy? I imagine you'll want it a bit like that. But if you can just confirm. Arrows on wings, yeah, no problem. Upward diagonal arrow to centre on Van der Vaart. There you go. So no subs from either side at half time, but a couple of tactical tweaks as we go towards 60 minutes. Still 1-0 to the home side. You just got to watch the chat now, so I don't have to repeat all these questions for you. Oh, okay. Is it Claire saying, what the fuck are we sat here listening to this for?
Right, it's Carly. Please don't.
Oh, for fuck's sake, not again. Sorry. That's 2. I won't do it again, I promise. Fuck's sake. The Boston will have more than 4 shots in this half. I personally don't think Fulchester will change this one up. I think they'll be quite happy here, Makuk. If you could confirm, please. Van der Laan on Van der Vaart, no arrow. Still lots of 5s dotted around the Loco side. I think Greasy's going to have to mix this one up. And on comes Rui Costa for the last half an hour. Arrows on MCs.
Yes.
Oh, 72 on the clock. Possibly the one and only time I actually wanted Loco goal here. 73 on the clock, and Loco are coming forward. Fulchester do need a second just to wrap this one up. 5 minutes to go. And there is the goal from Shevchenko on 90 minutes to wrap it up for the home side. Did you not say 2-0? Prediction done. Well done. Very even game, but again, Fulchester just more effective in front of goal, taking 2 of their 3 on target chances to maintain their excellent start to the season. Loco need to, when Montella's not firing, they are certainly going to struggle. Unsurprising that Nicky Butt picks up yet another Man of the Match award for his performance. Shevchenko and Nedved working well together. And despite his goal, Castillo rating the lowest of the attackers. Slightly harsh 7 potentially there. Van der Laan coming on, certainly doing a good job. As for Loco, they still had a couple of 5s dotted around. Klompe did get a 9, but he was let down by players all around him tonight. It just wasn't to be. So congratulations to Maka, commiserations to Greavesy with that one. Next, we go to Astor at home to Ledisford. Ledisford have a brilliant record against Astor, although they did lose this fixture last season. Obviously, this is the one where the managers have swapped clubs as well for this campaign. This is how Alf lines up Liverani and Emerson in centre midfield. He's sticking with Franca, Owen and Rossini as the front 2. West and Brown definitely preferred centre-back partnership. And last time out, they had that 2-1 defeat at home to Bostock. As for Ledisford, they line up, they keep the asymmetric formation that is synonymous with their manager now, and just one change of Constantinu coming in up top, Ronaldinho dropping back to attacking midfield in support of Van Nistelrooy. Last time out, as we saw earlier, they drew 1-1 with Churchtown, currently sitting in the crucial top 6 positions. Astor in orange, Ledisford in yellow. 2-1 to the home team. You were never going to get the vote playing in yellow and blue, I'm afraid, Tater. And you also called him Ricky or something earlier, so he's really anti-Ledisford at the moment.
You okay with that? Connor's got pussy problems.
Not just that I'm boring her and she's falling asleep.
No, she's got pussy on her.
Okay, Franca scores for the home side on 31 minutes to make it 1-0. Chonsu with an opportunity there for Ledisford. And they are coming forward looking for this equaliser. 41 now on the clock. Astor having to withstand a bit of pressure here. As we approach half-time, we're in injury time. Ledisford with the last chance of the half, but it's ended 1-0 to Astor. Low shots on goal count by all the clubs really tonight so far. Not a lot of solid attacking play. You have been awful, Tato, you're right. Although you did predict 1-1, so your prediction is still in potentially going to happen. Let's have a look at the home side first. Rossini, fairly quiet tonight, but fair few 8s dotted around, particularly in the central areas. Ambrosini, Franca, West and Brown as well, continuing to impress as the first choice centre backs. And no real conditional issues there either, so I think Alf will be relatively happy. As for Ledisford, the ratings aren't much better than the performance. We've got a 5 there for Sammy Hippier. Why are you turning the volume? I don't want to hear myself. What we got there? Just 1-8 for Ndai, unsurprisingly being the best player for the away side. Again, no real fitness concerns, although Gallardo there on 81% may be a consideration. Yeah, I agree, Steve. And I definitely the pick of the bunch for the away side. Alf Tato, if you confirm any half-time changes. Is that 0 tackles out of 6 for Hippier? That is correct. Where's Hippier? Yes, 6 attempted, 0-1. That is for Chunso off Rayed. And extend the hours on my wing backs. As is, we concede late on, sub at 60 to sort that out. So we kick off the second half with the changes made. It'd be a drop for the next game, fact. We move, and it's 2-0. Hit from some way out by Liverani, but it's 2-0 to the home side. You're going to get another prediction right here. Asta with an opportunity there for a third, but they failed to score as we get to the tactical break. Alf is always concerned about his condition of his players, so possibly Ambrosini on 82 is the one that's going to get replaced, although he may be looking at Taribo West's yellow card as well as a factor. Solid ratings throughout. Emerson, skipper in the side and rating just a 6 is a bit of a letdown for a player of his perceived quality. Although we've had this debate many times, he is not as good as his stats suggest he should be. I'll wait for Alf to do his message. Well, Tato doesn't care about condition. And Dai still got his rating up to a 9, but no one getting anywhere near him today. We've got Tahibi there with a 5, which is surprising for him. Perceived quality, indeed, Steve. Placente for Ambrosini is a change for Asta. Gallardo, his fitness is dropping heavily at the minute. It's got to be a consideration, surely. There is the change for Alf completed. Just waiting confirmation from Tato so we can move on. We'll still concede. Right, Dino up front to make it 3. Take Hippier off for Paredes. And go 3 DMC. So if you can just confirm you want it like that, Tato, yeah? 1 at the back, 3 DMCs, and then wingers with small arrows on. Rayed behind a front 3. 1, 3, 2. No, it'd be 2, 1, 3, Tato, not 2, 0, 3. Perfect, excellent. Let's see how those changes affect things with 25 minutes to go in this one. And it's Asta looking most dangerous, looking for a third that would certainly wrap it up. 75 now on the clock. If Leicester could get one, we'll slow the commentary down for a tense ending, but doesn't look like they're going to. Asta missing opportunities go 3 up. 85 now on the clock. And there is the third. It is Rossini, who had been quiet. And, well, Gallardo ended up in the last minute getting injured. So you haven't got much of a choice than to just do that. Ian Hodgie. Changes will be made for the next game. Just to confirm that's fine, Tato, and then we'll carry on into injury time so we can move on to the next fixture. Not bothered. So move into injury time, we've asked the 3-0 up, and there is the full time whistle. Another even game, but one side just considerably more clinical than the other. Leicester creating almost as many chances, but only getting 50% of them on target compared to the 100% on target from Asta. Solid ratings throughout the entire home side. 7, the lowest rating, and that was for Emerson, but we got a couple of 9s and mostly 8 started throughout, including Placente, who came on. He and certainly made an impact with his 8 in 25 minutes. As for the away side, Tato said they've been awful, and it does look bad. I mean, Paredes came on and had the complete opposite effect to his opposition number. Rayed wasn't able to do anything in his 45 minutes either. In fact, Inzaghi came on and made more of an impact in 2 minutes than either of the other two did. But congratulations, Alf. Big win for them. Leadersford's top 6 position under threat again, but long way to go this season yet. Next up, Halls against Devils. Last time out, Halls beat Dragons 1-0 away from home. And a change of mind from the manager for this one. He had altered things, but then opted to stick as is. So it's the same team that won that game, which means Crespo is partnered by Zizi Roberts, Gerard in centre midfield on his own with Candé and Contra out wide. As for Devils, they also go unchanged. So Deisler continues to partner Ferguson, Dyer in this bizarre centre defensive midfield position on his own with the forward arrow. Henri partnering Mpenza. Kudicini continues in goal despite Frey being fit and available again. Soroczynski still out. Last time out, they beat Gazelles 2-0. Devils are my old team that I won it with, and they're away. They're playing in red and yellow against Halls. Who do you fancy? 2-0 home win. I actually think. Sorry.
Hello. Fucking hell, floodlights are on.
Thierry Henry going off injured on 11 minutes. We'll see Samuel Eto'o come on, I presume. I'll just wait for confirmation. Need 4 points here, please. Haji Swindon Devils, the glory days. Tato's going to post you the Manager of the Year trophy. So Samuel Eto'o coming on for Henry after 11 minutes. Wait to see how long that injury is. Halls, I believe, we saw in the intro while I was clicking through screens, are yet to win a game against Devils, and it could be another long night. Samuel Eto'o opens the scoring on 26 minutes. Halls wants a penalty. Referee says no.
I said you're a small fridge, and you went out regular size. It's a small fridge.
It's a regularly sized fridge.
It's a small fridge. It's like that.
It's not an American fridge freezer. It's a regular sized fridge. Half time, and this is a very, very poor advert for the Super League. 1 attempt each in that first half. Devils taking theirs. Halls not even getting theirs on target. Sees them going 1-0 down. Tell us about Eto'o. What do you want to know about Samuel Eto'o? Very underrated player in the Super League. I think he should get more of a chance. What did you make of Eto'o in real life, Rich?
I liked Eto'o.
You liked him, yeah? Good player?
Yeah.
Think he reached full potential in the Premier League?
No, but the Premier League kills a lot of players.
Premier League does kill a lot of players. Massive fridge in a massive house. I don't have a massive house.
It's a very small fridge.
It's not a very small, it's an average size fridge.
There's only butter and water.
You're just a very big man.
Oh, that's what they all say.
Worst half of football, you're right, Jens, it is. Who's the man in the box?
Box B.
Box B. Right, let's get back on with this before I lose all sense of what's going on.
Bigger than the fridge.
Will you stop picking on my fridge? Can I see my tactic? Yes, you can. Who's the man in the box? Yes, you're in late, Hodgie, as we knew you would be. The man in the box, as we're referring to him, is my older brother, the man who introduced me to CM0102 all those years ago. He's answered a variety of questions from has he ever caught his pocket on a door handle to who his favourite champ player is to his favourite flavour of crisps. Where's the cat tonight? Is it still? The cat is currently on his way over to Rich. He's walking across the floor as we speak. They did fall out because Richard was a bit excitable for him. Cat's very timid. Has Fifey captured a young man from Big Weekend? No, there would be no capture in this guy. He's a massive. You've seen Muscle E, and this guy's even bigger. Share and share alike.
Wow, wow.
Tim for Gerard. Tim AMC with an arrow. Vogel AMC. Mileski DMC without arrow. No worries at all. As for Devils, already had to make that one change. Henri's fitness hasn't dropped too much, just 63. So for those with that superstition, it's not likely to be a very long one. 1-0 up, so I can't see any need for Harry Kuehl to be coming on either. So I imagine Rob will go as is. No arrow Davis, please. Sorry. And as is for Devils. So we carry on into second half. Changes made, tactics amended. Let's see if that can prompt an equaliser for Halls. Oh my God, all the time flies by. Still 1-0, 73 minutes. I could see calls for Tristan to come on to try and force the equaliser for the home side. Fitness not too bad considering we're in the 73rd minute there. Halls don't beat the Devils, you're right, they just don't. We were mentioning this beforehand. 8 attempts, best they've had is a draw. Devils have got 22 points out of this fixtures so far. Wait to see if Jens changes anything further. Tristan for Contra, Tim right wing, 3 up front. Free to you. As for Devils, now we've made that change. Again, I still can't see Rob really changing too much. Possibly Kuehl for Deisler would be the only thing he's looking at there. George Baldock has just come on for his Greece debut. Is he Greek? He is now.
As Polish as Matty Cash is.
As what? As Polish as Matty Cash. Kuehl on for Mpenza dropped to 2 MCs. Interesting. It's unlike you to go defensive, Rob. Want me to call in and talk about the glory days. So still 1-0 to the away side with the changes made. Hall's still pressing. They've gone 3 up top looking for this equaliser. Vogel coming forward. Deisler's there though. You're welcome. Candea has an attempt, but it's deflected, and Eto manages to scramble it away. Absolute shit show. It's not in the Devils' DNA to be that defensive, Rob. And fine save by Cudicini. Another Chelsea legend. Davis under pressure, but he carries on. Gets past Dyer. 3 minutes to be added on. All still pressing for this equaliser, but they need one last attempt. Are they going to get it? No, the referee calls it to a close. Devils winning this one 1-0 with their only shot on goal. I mean, that's all round. That's a piss poor game for the Super League. Both teams should be ashamed of what they've drawn at there. Sol Campbell. Sol Campbell getting man of the match for the home side, despite being on the end of a 1-0 defeat. A 9 out of 10 rating alongside his centre-back partner. Baldock is of Greek descent through his grandfather. Is he now? As Gibraltar is Scott Wiseman. As for the away side, who do come away victorious despite being far from their best, largely thanks to a strong aerial performance, bizarrely, by Kieran Dyer.
How can he do that, right? I stand up and there's always a big deal.
Well, the cat's known me longer. Of course he's going to prefer me. Jens blaming the goalkeeper for losing this game. I just think you needed to work a bit harder in attack. Devils have never been known for their solid defensive display, and you didn't really go at them, particularly when they were that bad going forwards. Hodgie is here, so we can do Sloths Dudley. Cat talk, yes. Yes, Rich is trying to make the cat like him again because he started hissing at him. So we will do Dudley versus Sloths as Hodgie has made it. Steve's mixed up a little bit, tactical wise and certainly personnel wise. D'Alessandro and Johnson, his preferred midfield duo in front of Addo and Kaladze. Interesting though that Luca Toni's been dropped to the bench. Last time out, the defending champions beat former champions Northern Burn 2-1. Another poor result that was for the away side, despite Ashley Cole getting man of the match.
You got 5 minutes.
Oh, I was like, you're telling me I've got 5 minutes. As we saw, Dudley Hill edging this one in terms of past history. Never been a draw between these two sides. As for Sloths, Risa continues in centre midfield, but it is a slight tactical change. And Haman, who got brought up from the reserves because of the injury that was announced earlier, comes straight into the team. Excuse me. Sloths down in 13th, but have looked in most games better than results have suggested they are. They're still without Simeone, who's injured, Desai, who's suspended, alongside Rakoba. Last time out, they, as we saw earlier, lost 2-0 at home to Fulchester. Sloths in red and black, Dudley Hill defending champions, blue and yellow. 4-0 Dudley. Still be delighted. I'd be mad at that side in Division 2. We kick off, and well, it's certainly not going to be 4-0 because Risa has opened the scoring on 8 minutes for the home side, and that has certainly woken up the defending champions. There's a lot of blue and yellow text, but no goals for them at the moment. Ferdinand's looking very busy, but Valgarin, the former Celtic defender, makes it 2-0 to the home side on 40 minutes. Inzaghi with an opportunity, and Good Johnson with an opportunity. And it's 3-0 on the stroke of half-time. You might have got the score right, just the wrong way round. It's 3-0 at half-time as Pizarro scores. Dudley Hill, 8 opportunities on goal in that first half. That's more than some teams have had in their entire game so far tonight. Only 2 on target. Sloths have got 4 of 3 on target and scored with every attempt. Indeed, Duggan and Ian. Unbelievable scenes from the home side. Solid ratings throughout. Big reaction to Sloths being 3-0 up at half-time. Keeper on the 2 again. We will find out shortly. I think you'd be mad to change anything at this stage, Hodgie. Everyone's looking fit. I think you will carry on. As for Dudley, no, the keeper's on a 4. Eric Haddo with his first 5 in Super League history, I think, and no one rating above a 7. Crikey indeed. Hodgie, unsurprisingly, going same as Steve, is almost certainly going to have to change something here. But where does he look? It's fine. Carly doesn't want to be too loud and upset the cat.
No, I talked until he headbutted.
Abiati on, Tony for Adu, 3 up top. And Kaladze centre mid. Like that. Could you just confirm that's how you want it, Steve, please? Very surprised to see you having nobody in holding midfield. But then given the Sloth's tactics, it probably makes sense. Oh, centre DMC. Fair enough. Let's see if those changes manage to change the fortunes of Dudley Hill, with Luca Toni coming on and a change of goalkeeper. And all the time flies by with nothing happening. Stop it on 70 minutes. Sloth still 3-0 up. Rosicky, an option to come off, I would say, on 76%. And possibly even Harman on his yellow card, so not too risky. If Hodgie thinks this game's all but won already. Interesting to see if Steve can change things any further with what's on his bench. Pereira for Rosicky. As for Dudley Hill, still with either Royser or Neville to bring on. But it's hard to see where, I mean, Good Johnson maybe for Royser just as an attacking option, but there's not much else. Harker and Zanetti up to wing. Long arrow. And Kaladze up to centre mid, long arrow swap with Royce for Saviola. I think that's what you want, Steve. Again, if you could just confirm, please, that matches all your instructions. I lost 2 in front of 80,000. It's a very attacking move with 20 minutes to go. All good, says Steve, so we carry on. Still 3-0 with 20 minutes to go. They're going to have to work hard in these 20 minutes to get back into this. And that's why Leeds won't be City of Culture. It is Bradford in 2025. Who's the current City of Culture?
Liverpool.
Is it?
How often is it?
I'm guessing every 3 years. Full time comes as we try and work out who's current City of Culture. Coventry aren't the current City of Culture, are they? Oh, they are. Well done, Steve.
Liverpool, Hull, Coventry.
Is it every 3 years?
21, 17, 21, 25.
Okay. Dudley Hill having loads of opportunities in that game, but failing to get any really on target. Sloths didn't contribute anything attacking wise in that second half. They didn't have to. The job was already done. 3-0 up at the break and just defended very, very well in that second half to stop the champions getting back into it at all. Valgarin with his goal and his defensive performance getting man of the match. Lighting the Jubilee beacon at the back of my house tonight, like a scene from The Wicker Man. Congratulations, Harman back in the first team, putting in a solid performance as well. 8s all over the shop for Sloths. A really, really good performance. This game is so stupid. It is indeed Tato, and that's why we still enjoy playing it 20 years later. You're sticking one of the children on as a sacrifice. As for Dudley Hill, created plenty, scored nothing. A very mixed bag of performances ranging from 4s, quite a few 6s, a couple of 7s, 1 or 2 8s in there as well. I'm not sure what Steve can really take from that. It was so up and down from all different players. Certainly not what we're used to seeing from their team. But congratulations, Hodgie. A massive 3 points down the bottom of the table. That brings us to our penultimate game of the evening, which tonight will see Dragons entertain Haggis Hunters. Haggis. Oh, Samba's injured. Did I not? Who did he name on the bench? Did I miss that? Haggis. I imagine Alan Smith. Yeah, it was Smith. Alan Smith's still not getting any starting action for Haggis, but when they're doing well, top of the table, just one defeat so far in that opening 9 games, you can understand why he's sticking with the team as much as possible, playing for goals here. Last time out, they drew 1-1 with Locomotive Boston, and as we saw in the intro, very even record, only 1 draw in the 8 games between these two sides, while Dragons edging it by 1 victory so far. Excuse me. Sorry. You talk so much, you need to cough eventually. No, not for a long time, not for many months now.
Months?
Yes, January, apparently caught it in Swindon.
Oh yes, we all had it, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah, that one night out.
Yeah.
As for the home side,
I had them too.
you did. As for the home side, they adopt their formation. Dragons v Champions Elect is the name. Mum the 4-3 says Tato, and Rob cheering on the Dragons. So very strong looking lineup. Saeed and Ekiog centre backs with Biscan in front, and then we've got this wealth of attacking talent. Veron partnering Davids in centre midfield. Raquelme and Ortega supporting Sigalco up top. Last time out, as we saw, they had the 1-0 defeat at home to Halls.
3-1 Haggis.
3-1 Haggis, yeah? Nice. 3-1 Haggis is the prediction, the table toppers, as we kick off the penultimate game. Dragons had the first attempt of the half, but Haggis came straight back at them. The home side building up ahead of steam. Will they be able to convert a chance here? Jeremies, this is crucial. 2 yellow cards inside the first 13 minutes, and he's been sent off. Such a big player for Haggis. I imagine they will go 1 up top and replace one of these. Greasy, we could lose 10-0 and still be above you. Well, that possibility is certainly more likely with Jeremies not on the pitch, Ian. Interesting whether Casas or Del Piero is replaced. Helguera, the obvious option. And it is Casas that's being removed.
No!
He just dropped a lamp on himself. No change for us in response, says Duncan. Centralised, please. Oh, for Duca. Like that. So 12 minutes on the clock, still 0-0, but Haggis now down a man, and the response from Dragons to not change anything has worked. And another red card for Haggis. They're down to 9 men. And wow, goal down and now 2 men down. What does Ian do here? No defensive cover. So possibly just Helguera moving back and Mendieta moving back. One at the back, mate, is the answer. Wheels are off for Ian, says Tato. So 2 red cards in the opening 22 minutes. And 2 of the key players as well. Dragons really should be going for goals here. 2 men advantage. Who plays Haggis next? And it's 1-1. The 9 men have equalised on 44 minutes. Unbelievable scenes. Mike Duff. That's a name you recognise. Mike Duff on 44, levelling things up. Unbelievable from the 9-men league leaders, really. Dragons obviously having the best of it, but failing to convert most of their chances, and they've been punished right on the stroke of half time. Having a quick look at their individuals. Fuck this game. I know. Just can't predict what's going to happen from one game to the next. It surprised me a little bit. Lee Bowyer wasn't in the team to begin with. Maybe he'll come on. Ultimately, having the 2-man advantage may see Duggan mix it up tactically. The spirit in the camp is there for all to see.
He's off to manage Barnsley. Oh, for God's sake, stop!
Stop hitting the lamp!
He's off to Barnsley.
I believe he is off to Barnsley, yes. Has a team of 9 men ever won a Super League game? Once, I think. I think it happened once, but they were against 10 men. They weren't against 11. I'll click over to the Haggis stats while we wait for Duggan's decision. Just get this over with, please, says Ian. So back to Dragons we go. David's for Bowyer. Carew for Riquelme.
Are you still with us?
Tega Central Outlet.
Bonding.
So there are the changes for Dragons as they look to capitalise.
Most of them. You're taking over.
As we reach the tactics break. Yes, Hodgie, you are right actually. Yes, you did win 9 against 11. I remember. Still 1-1. Not really. You're not going to bring Lazens on in this situation, so I imagine you'll go as is unless you're going to go put Ortega up top as a free, maybe move her on further forward as well. Dragons don't score 2 this half. It's serious questions need asked. They've got more than enough ability to score the goals. It's just whether they can create against the spirit of the Haggis. Bigger arrows on ML and MR. As for Haggis, Ian, if you'd like to change anything, I'm not sure you will. You've only got attacking subs. Well, Haggis winner incoming. Super League levels, indeed, Hodgie. Statistically, as has been proven, you are the best manager in the history of the Super League. Still never quite won it though, did you? We carry on with no change from Haggis. 20 minutes left to go. Still Dragons coming forward looking for this winner. It's on to 78 now. Haggis still holding out just about. In fact, let's slow this down a little bit. 82 on the clock. Are we going to get a winner? Bowyer coming forward, but Giggs picks it up. And he's blocked. Now Bishgan comes forward. Sigalko with a volley, but puts it wide. What are you doing? Oh, okay. Passing the time. Bowyer with a low drive, but it goes just wide into injury time. Are Haggis going to hold out? Haggis have held out. 11 versus 9, and it finishes 1-1. 15 attempts by the home side, only 6 on target. 5 from the 9 men of Haggis, 4 on target. Massive, impressive defensive display by the away side. I think Ian's right. There has to be questions from the attacking intent from the Dragons. They did try everything they could, but just failed to get the winner that was required. Massive point indeed. I agree. Delighted with that. Good game. This game makes absolutely no sense. Completely agree. As for the away team, Joe Cole picking up man of the match. Joe Cole fan? On and off. Great goal for England against Sweden. But very, very impressive by the current league leaders. Tactic work, bang on, overload Jeremy's asked Tater. Maxim finally won a header. But I think that is a much, much better point for the leader, Joe Cole in capital letters. Indeed, everyone was criticising him at the start of the season, and what a start he's had. That's what, 7 starts, 2 goals, 2 assists. Couple of man of the matches in there as well. Certainly playing his part for Haggis this year. And that means we finish tonight with Northern Burns travel to Bostock Stanley. Remarkably, as we keep saying, Northern Burns still without a win in the opening 9 games. Could tonight be the night? A couple of changes. Brozek comes back into starting lineup. Totti drops to centre midfield alongside Keane, who swaps places with Vieira. last time out. They had the 2-1 defeat away at Northern Burn. And they're very equal, in fact completely equal. There's 1 goal separating these two sides historically on this save. As for Bostock, they've been completely depleted of players. Live injured, Cafu injured, Zé Roberto injured. They've also got a couple in the reserves who have had long-term injuries. So that means Perlo starts in a much changed formation that sees 3 up top, Vieira and Torres joined by Kutsov, Robbie Keane in support, Uigu and Decor partner Welsh in defensive midfield. Reminder of their victory over Astor this time last week. Final game.
1-0 to the shit.
1-0 to the shit team. Well, the ones that haven't won. 1-0 to Northern Burn is the prediction. In their very fetching sort of weird green and orange kit that only comes out once or twice a season. And it was almost 1-0 to the shit team as they were described, but a couple of chances missed by Clivert. Still Burn looking the more likely, and they have gone 1 up, and it's Roy Keane who opens the scoring for the away side. Burn look good on paper, can win this. Well, they look good every week, Alf. They just haven't won since, well, about 18 games now, I think it is.
On paper, they're good on the field, actually.
Indeed. Football isn't won on paper. Did I hear that?
Yeah, she's a brave girl over there. Because the cat's in between.
The cat's here. We've reached half time and it's 1-0 to Northern Burn. Keane's first ever goal. He's been there for about 20 years. Match stats. Burn have absolutely dominated this rejigged and patched together Bostock side. 11 attempts in that first half, 8 on target. Just the 1 goal is probably the only concern there. Bostock haven't really got going 2 attempts, both on target but failing to score. Great performance by the Bostock goalkeeper there, and Mikael Sylvester as well, putting in a decent performance. Oliver Decor not shirking responsibility either, without even seeing his stats. Ian's going as is, unsurprisingly. No conditional issues, performance solid. Northern Burn looks somewhere near back to themselves so far. Could this be the kickstart that Ian's been waiting some months for? Roy Keane, good figures there. Strong pass completion, tackle completion as well. Keane was my first ever transfer out for Gazelles. That's how long he's been there. Scott was in the chat earlier. When did we last see him? Is he still around? Just give him 30 seconds or so before we kick off the second half. Arrows on wingers. You're not playing any wingers. Oh, left and right CDMs to left and right CDMs to left mid and right mid. Really? Rowl on for Kutsov. There we go. So Scott has reacted and made changes as we head towards 60. And they certainly started with a bit more attacking intent. But Burn coming forward now. Almost scored the second goal. They get a corner kick on the hour mark. Any additional changes here? Mainly got defensive players. Oh.
I mean, come on.
And there is a change coming here for Bostock. Robbie Keane coming off. and an alteration. Burn continuing as is as we go towards the conclusion of this game.
A bit.
70 now on the clock. And it's a penalty to Northern Burn. A massive moment in their season as Bostock go down to 10 men. We know Andre's coming on, but who will he be coming on for? I imagine it'll be for one of them.
Let's get off the sofa.
It's Vieri coming off, Andre coming on.
Sorry, okay.
And will Burn go 2-0 up? Clivert runs up and does score for Northern Burn. And their winless run looks like it might be coming to an end here now. 10 men of Bostock Stanley are going to have a lot to do. 85 now into injury time. Your eyes do not deceive you. Northern Burn have finally won a game, having had 18 attempts on goal, 12 on target. They scored 2, one of which was a penalty. Congratulations to them as they finally get that first win. Mikael Sylvester still got man of the match for his performance. But this was a very patched up Bostock side. I don't think Scott will be overly disappointed. He'd probably be more concerned that his number one's now suspended for the next game, because they were already missing a lot of players. Look at that performance from Decor. So many passes, so many tackles, a lot of attempted headers as well. Very, very good from him. As for Northern Burn, this is much more like what we're used to seeing, and I'm sure Ian is absolutely delighted in everything he's seeing there. Vieira's passing, maybe not quite as accurate as it normally is, but everything else from him looked very good. And Ian Robin there, certainly making his presence known from an attacking perspective. Shaking, bless you. Congratulations, Ian. We don't like to see anyone getting cut too far adrift. That brings an end to tonight's action. So let's have a quick look at the classifieds. We had Astor 3, Leddersford 0, Bostock 0, Burn 2, Churchtown 3, Gazelles 1, Dragons 1, Haggis 1, Fulchester 2, Loco 0, Halls 0, Devils 1, and Sloths 3, Dudley 0. That leaves the league table looking like this. Fulchester join Haggis on 21 points from 10 games, 1 defeat each. Very identical records. It's just the goals column, their difference. Devils 1 point further back in third on 20. And then we've got Dudley 16, Astor 14, Leddersford 14. Loco below the dotted line, also on 14 goal difference. The factor there. Then we've got Dragons and Churchtown amongst a cluster of 4 teams alongside Halls and Bostock on 13. And a little bit of gap. Sloths move up to 12th on 9, Gazelles 8, and Northern Burn finally with that win on 4. Sunday night then, we've got Dudley against Astor, Gazelles, Dragons, Haggis versus Sloths, Leddersford, Bostock, Loco v Halls, Northern Burn, Fulchester, and Devils, Churchtown. So congratulations to everyone who did win tonight. Remember, when I send the team list round, it's reserve swap week as well. So any changes, please let me know. Thanks for sitting along, Rich. It's been fun. Until next time, from Super League HQ, good night.